Okay, so as Pastor Adi was saying, we had a letter from Haringey Council. No, that's not the one. That's not the. That's the. We had a letter from Haringey Council, and the letter was literally telling us that we can't use this place as a place of worship, and we can no longer use this place as a homeless shelter. Now, looking at the fact that we've been doing this at that time for more than 9 years, going to 10 years, serving the people of this borough, everybody knows about it in the borough, including the MP, the leader of the council. Haringey Council themselves bring us people, the police bring us people, everybody, NHS bring us people, Ministers Hospital, everybody. So they brought us this, and it says, I'll read it. It says, it's a long letter, but I'm just reading the part that is relevant. It says, cease the use of the property as a place of worship and a homeless shelter. Time for compliance. 3 months after this notice takes place. This notice takes effect on the 31st of May 2018 unless an appeal is made against it beforehand, dated the 26th of April 2018. So you can imagine when we got the letter, I thought, am I dreaming? What is happening here? But it was real. I read it again. The ink was, you know, I tested it, it was real. So I took a deep breath. I said, wow. You know, sometimes when something like that hits you, I'm thinking, what else you like? So I called Pastor Adi, I said, there is a battle raging. And this is what we got. This is what the councillor said. And so he put me in touch with a lawyer. But before that, I spoke to David Lamy. I spoke to other people in the council. And David Lamy said, look, I am in favor of what you do because he's been here, he's written about it, spoken about it, so we know. But he said, I'm going to try and do something, but you have to do something legal because whatever I do will not guarantee anything. So this lawyer that Pastor Ade gave me, I called him and I told him the case. He's a Christian lawyer. And when he listened to it, he went to our website, he looked at the thing, and he said, is that what you are doing in London? I said, yes. He said, so why would these people want to close a place like that? He said he doesn't understand why they will even try and do that. I said, well, but that's what they are doing. So I called the person that wrote the letter personally, and I said, look, we are serving the community. You bring us people yourself. So what is this? And he said, no, that's his job. The place is industrial. It should be used for employment purposes. And so it will create employment. I said, when we came, factories were here. Yes. And all the factories closed. That's why we came. And I go to the factory. Yes. Which factory is coming here? All the factories are closed. He was adamant. I said, okay. So this lawyer told me, he said, you know what, I will also call them. He called them, the guy did the same thing. He called me back, he said, Pastor Alex, they will not listen. So we have to do the legal thing. They will listen to that one. And he said, they are top lawyers. This is Westminster. You know, when you see the postcode, you start to So when I saw the postcode, I realized it's not N17. This is going to be expensive. So he said, look, our minimum charge is £3.50. sorry, 350 pounds an hour. So he said to me, I have to do it through the fair, and I have a pattern, so I have to do it through the fair. So this is how much it will cost, but that's initial, before the actual process starts. So he gave me the cost, the first part of the cost. And then, before I sent him, I said I will put you a check in the post for you. Before I sent my check, he sent me a check to the tune of the same amount that he gave me, and said, my wife and I, we have our own foundation to help charities. We are paying that amount for you. So you send a check to the company. I showed you the check. I took the picture. I will keep the picture for a long time. So there is check and there is check. This one, I have the picture before I put it in the bank. I have the picture. He paid us the full amount, the lawyer himself. And then we started the case. And he said, you know what I will do? I will go for a hearing. Because when it comes to a hearing, it has to be public. And what you are doing is of public interest. So I'm going to take you to the hearing, and we will bring the press. And they have to come and justify. And he said, I will take all the publicity you've got. And then you have to justify that if you can be on the BBC, you can be in the Guardian, you can be on Channel 4, you can be everywhere, and they want to close it, they will have to come to court and justify how they will even pay a lawyer to come and use council's money to pay a lawyer to come and defend. So there was writing up, down, up, down, up, down. And then they said, we want to come and meet you. Oh, really? They brought 4 people from 4 different departments of the council. Housing, health and safety, different. And that day, myself, Pastor Ade, the lawyer, and then an architect who came, all Christians. The council people also came. And then we sat down here. And my son was with me here. He came that day, he had the day off, so I brought him. I said, come and see what the Lord done. Yes, he studied law. So I said, come and see. We did the circle here. And so we came before time, did our strategy. We said, when they come, we will let them talk first. Because they called the meeting. So, they came and we sat down. And the lawyer told them, okay, you have come, tell us what you want to tell us. And he said, oh, by the way, before that, I will let you know that 49 years ago, I was working in Haringey. And I was in charge of this, and I did that, and I did. And most of the people were not born. And they were looking at each other. The man said he was working in Haringey 49 years ago. Most of the people. And he told them, he gave them a history lesson of Haringey. Systematically, from when it was 49 years ago, where it started. And they were all looking at him. And then when he came to the introduction, he introduced himself as pastor. And the people were looking at him because they know they've got correspondence from this man. He's our lawyer. And then he said, I'm Pastor Robert. We come, this, that, this. And then he said, I'm also the lawyer representing. They were confused. They were confused. I want to read you the letter they brought. I think that's what is on the screen. It says this. The council hereby withdraws the enforcement notice issued here in respect of the land, Unit 8 Fountayne House, N15 4QL. Then they write, reason. The LPA has agreed to withdraw the notice on the basis that new information has come to light. Listen to this. There are material considerations which outweigh the policy harm caused by the development. Did you hear that? There are material considerations which outweigh the policy harm caused by the development. So what they are saying is that we are still causing a harm. We are still illegal because we are using the place that's supposed to be industrial for residential, for worship, for everything. But what we are doing outweighs the harm. If you put it on the scale, the policy has to give you. Praise the name of the Lord. I don't know if my interpretation is right. You have to help me. It's good. Lawyer says it's good. It's good. That's my understanding. It means that there are things we can do that the government will have to bend the law for us.
Yes.
Or put it aside. That is exactly what they did. They had to put it aside because the benefit outweighs it. Are you going to insist so that people will sleep on the street and die? And get an empty room? But the icing on the cake is this one. This one came January 2015. Oh, 2019. Look at that. It says, "Dear Pastor Alex, I'm writing on behalf of all at Haringey Council to congratulate you on your award of an MBE in the Queen's 2019 New Year's Honors List for your services to the community of Haringey. As Chief Executive, I am immensely proud to work for a borough whose community members are so committed to improving the lives of others, and was thrilled to see your work recognized. I cannot thank you enough for the invaluable contribution that you and your congregation make to provide shelter and support to homeless people in the borough. Rough sleeping is a priority for the council and the residents of Haringey. As you know, supporting people to exit street homelessness is a significant challenge during such a difficult economic period, especially if they are from migrant communities and do not have secure immigration status. Therefore, we would especially like to express our gratitude for your commitment and compassion towards our community's most marginalized people. Lastly, Jill Taylor has mentioned that she is hoping to work more closely with you in 2019, and especially wants to identify ways that the council and our statutory partners can support your work. I look forward to hearing more about how our partnership develops. Congratulations once again. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Look at the contrast. This is about 7 months apart.
Complete opposite.
7 months apart. Just look at the contrast. Things just and one of the conditions they came to beg us, he said they are withdrawing the thing if we will not claim cost against them, because they saw that the lawyers were so expensive. And if they use government money, they have to justify it. So they said, look, if you can, give us a written undertaking that you are not going to claim cost, we will quietly remove that. And the lawyer said, we will claim. But after that, I spoke to him and said, God has delivered us. We are still in the borough. There is tomorrow. So you let them for tomorrow. And that is what has brought this letter for tomorrow. So sometimes you have to let some monies go for tomorrow. Because we are still here. Amen. Amen. But I wanted to share that to let you know that, you know, this attack is from every angle. It's coming from everywhere. And it doesn't matter what you do. They are not just going to like you just because, no, even when you are doing something that they know is good, they don't care. It's an agenda. But this is to show that God is on our side. God will fight for us and we win. And I mean, the thing went beyond their head. It went to the top. The Ministry of Local Government and Housing were writing already. They are their bosses. So they had to. You understand? And so we have to have hope. But I believe that we also have to do something. We have to get engaged. And the more engaged we are, the stronger our voice will become. And I believe that God is going to use that to do some amazing things. So we thank God for that. And I believe that we are going to see greater days. We want to spend the rest of the time to do some questions and to pray. Those two things are very important. So let's do that very quickly. In terms of the, please, can I get a second mic here for somebody to pass it around? Please, if this is a legal question, don't direct it to me. The lawyer is here, that's why we brought him. Okay. Yeah. So pass it around. Yeah, you can go ahead. Amen.
Praise the Lord. Well, my statement, I'm going to be very quick, obviously, because I have a lot of questions in my mind. And I thank God that we have ministers here, you know, scholarly people, lawyers, and all that. I think I want to thank God first of all for, you know, all the things Pastor Alex has organized and what, you know, the Christian Alliance or the good work they're doing. We receive emails from them all the time. They're doing a great work. Can you please give them the feedback? I'll just support it very quickly. I think one of the things we can do to encourage is to support them, you know, in what they do. But this is where I want to go to. I think all the things you've said, right from your message in the beginning, so I can't remember your name, sir. Roger, what the lawyer said as well, and what my honorable pastor here said as well, Pastor Adeyeboba. You see, the Bible says there is nothing you can do against the truth. You know, you can't. The truth is the truth. It's a fact. It goes beyond the fact. So we have heard the truth. You see, my kind of thinking is where you ended up, which is to do things. They change things. All the things we've talked about. You see, the scripture tells me, if you look at Proverbs 29, verse 2 especially, it talks about the legacy or the rulership of the wicked, what happens to the people. That's what we're experiencing. And what happens when righteous people are in rulership. I think we need to take the banner back. You see, all the things that Pastor Ade showed us right from the town, the things that they couldn't make. This is a country, a nation that started very well. You see, anytime you introduce sin, a dysfunction, a derailment, this is where we are. See, it is good that we have intercession on one side. You know, we have stadiums, you know, stadium filled with intercession. What I think we need to do as well is enlightenment. I think, and that's what I would take away from what Pastor Ade is doing, and that's why I want to encourage support for this kind of ministry. I call it a ministry, it's a mission that wants to leave a legacy. You know, it's about taking it back, if you like it that way, being influential in the right places. If you have the Archbishop of Canterbury, for example, a person who cannot speak up properly for Christianity, then we're in trouble. And remember, I think the agenda of God is, that's why we're all here. Because this nation is going, like the gentleman Roger said, the fabric, the foundation is destroyed. So what are the righteous going to do about it? So we have to, God has brought us all here to rebuild that foundation. He said, lay down, you will lay that whole foundation again. That's why we're all here, to rebuild that rottenness. And I think We can organize stadium like this. Can you imagine what happens if churches gather together and say, I want to support Christian Concern. I want Christian Concern to have a crusade. Well, not a crusade like that. Like, you know what I'm thinking? But a stadium kind of event. And so that you empower people, not just in a local church. You know, like, everywhere, a gentleman walked past me and said, wow, this is eye-opening. Some people, I have heard this before, but many people need to hear about it and be empowered so that we can make a change. Thank you. God bless you.
She had her hand before. You can pass it to her.
There's 2 points.
Please, can you stand for me? Don't block. Yeah.
Sorry. So, I think, yeah, it was a great presentation. Thank you for it, Pastor Ade and Roger and Pastor Alex. I also wanted to just, I know that with the whole thing, with the things in schools right now with sex education, I was listening to Premier Radio on Monday and there was apparently a lady that was talking about, who's a Christian, doing a petition to opt out of it. Do you know any bit further about what's going on with that? And also, I wanted to ask, what now? We've heard this information and it's great. Well, what do we do now? I know for me personally that I really want to do something, but I don't even know what the steps are. And I know that you've got something called the Something Academy that you do through Christian Concerns as well. Yeah, so like I said, I think right now, what is the next steps? We've heard this. How do we don't just want to go to our churches and go back to normal life again. What's the next step? What's the to-do? So that's my question.
Okay, I'd like to talk about the opt-out. Yeah. What you can do for the things like that is information. Take the information here, take it back to where God has placed you. Your members, your family, your friends, be the ambassador of the message, of the movement. Inform them, call us, make sure you sign up to us, because we give you action every week. Every week our information is to tell you what's happening and what you can do. That's very practical, because if you don't know what to do. So that's the first step. And if you're not informed, then you're not informed. So be informed, register to get it, and when you get it, please read it. At times people get it, they don't read it. Read it, understand what you have to do, and when they say act, act. But also invite us, bring us to your own environment and forum, whereby the people who do not know, like he said, they need to know. What we're finding, even though we've been around almost 15 years now, is that many people still are in their own silos. And we have to be the ambassadors to let them know what's happening, to carry it. There's a young man doing something now, 1,500 young people. On the 26th of April, he's gathered them for me to come and present this. That's his own strength. He heard it and said, no way. I'm bringing all these people together and I want you to be the main person to educate and inform and whatever. So can you imagine how many people are not going to be empowered to do that? So that's the one thing I'll say. And if you are young, like I said, we run a Global Academy. Again, if you get the information, you will see that as well. We're helping to train the next Christian leaders in public life. We've been doing it for 10 years. I think the first 4 years we were in Oxford, now we're at Cambridge University, and it's for a week. That week alone costs us about 180,000. But we bring the best minds in the fields of our children who are Christians to teach, to make them know what's going on, to resource them now, to go and do, and to stand with them as they do. One success from there, and there are many others, a lady called Ruth Rollins. Ruth was just like a young single parent, and he came, and his own focus after the week was abortion. She felt God was calling her to fight against the legalization of abortion. Now, 6 or 7 years now that Ruth has done, one of our first students, Ruth is the person you see on ITV and Sky, fighting and going to the health centers and showing how babies are being killed and shouldn't be killed. And speaking, she's now become a voice after the academy. There are others like that. When they come there, they are never the same. We really put fire in them. Every one of them come and said, I've been in church, pastor, but I didn't understand the urgency. And so we are here to help you as pastors to make sure your young people, the next generation, are well equipped to stand. Because the kind of things we are saying, some of the pastors don't even know. So we are set up by God to support you as young people. So for the young generation, please, that is one key information. And that's one practical thing to do. More than that, I will also say, please, the days whereby I'm not interested in what's going on. I'm not interested in the news. You know that attitude we have? I'm not bothered about what's going on. You have to. We wake up too late in the day. Please, I beg you, don't become that old school, rigid person whereby you don't want to know what's going on. And that's why things pass you by. The practical thing, you must be informed, otherwise everything would have gone. And you're wondering what happened. Again, in your local church, or pastors like Pastor Alex, I've been working with him for years. A practical thing from what you have seen here is, what are the needs of your community? How can your church supply some of those provisions? This is what his church can do. What can your church do where you are? And I will say this to him when we started. I said to him, Pastor Alex, I said, if you serve your community, one day that community will come to do what? To fight for you. And you have that example so many times over. And I must say, I'm so proud that we journeyed together from Broadwater Farm Estate. And who knew then when we were starting that we were going to be doing MBA at the same time? We were just doing what was natural. Just doing what was natural. Nobody could see us. It doesn't matter. We carried on with it. It was painful, as you know. But we stood by together and look at where we are. Look at what God did. The greatest honor is God's honor, but people as well will honor. So I'm saying to you, don't care whether people see you. Just do it. Amen. The day will come that God will honor you.
Okay, so the Education Act is being amended in 40 days to make mandatory relationships and relationship and sexual education. So relationship education is for primary school. There's no right of opt-out for parents, and that teaches things the government would suggest are healthy sleep patterns, recognizing depression in people, things like that. That's not what it's going to end up being. But at secondary level, there's relationship and sexual education. So relationship education, again, at that level, which will be more mature oriented, no right of opt-out whatsoever. Sexual education, there's a limited right of opt-out for parents, which can be overridden, not because of the content, but by the head teacher. If the head teacher thinks that there's reasons which the government hasn't defined, they can overrule a parent. Now, as I said, what the law says is that the school must respect the right of parents to educate their children according to their religious and philosophical beliefs. It's in the Human Rights Act, Schedule 1, Protocol 1, Article 2. What that has meant in the case law is that if, first, schools are forbidden, according to the case law, to indoctrinate your child. Second, there is an automatic right of opt-out if any material is of indoctrinating nature. So, legally speaking, a head teacher has no authority to overrule a parent if the material is proselytizing towards a certain lifestyle that undermines that legal right. So, if the government doesn't change their mind, it's going to be law in the next 40 days. If they don't change their mind in the next 40 days, we will likely judicially review it, meaning challenging it, saying it's incompatible with the Human Rights Act. We're hoping, before that, to stop the law. So the petition you mentioned is a petition that has been signed already by 100,000 people, 100,000 parents. And what that did was that triggers a law that made it mandatory for there to be a debate in Parliament, which the debate happened. The debate was, how to put it? It wasn't a real debate. It was an illusion. It was a democratic illusion because on that very morning before the debate, the Department of Education and Parliament already issued the curriculum. So they weren't serious about it. They wanted to show debate to say we're taking you seriously. But they didn't even wait until after the debate to issue their guidance. So what's particularly terrible about this is the level of deceit, first of all. I was on LBC radio that morning, and they had sent me the press release before the interview. It was an early morning interview, and I read it, and they said, oh yeah, the Department of Education is making mandatory teaching about depression, sleep patterns, dangers of smoking, not mentioning any of this other stuff, you know? And so on the radio they said, well, what could be wrong about learning about sleep patterns? What they're not telling you is all the other stuff that's attached to it. And more than that, what they've done is they've given schools a discretion to add anything they want onto that. So you take Izzy Montague's school there in Croydon. that school also, one of the homework assignments from the companion school of that school, because we just got a call from a parent last week, was that they were to draw, and they were required to draw LGBT placards. So what kind of homework is that? What educational benefit is it to write LGBT slogans? And the kids were coming home crying, and parents said, why did you write that? The teacher made us. We had another school from Croydon. This is why I was saying that thing about Croydon earlier. Yesterday I got a call. They have an assembly for all of the primary school students, and they show a video of two men kissing. And they tell the kids, turn around to each other, and no matter if it's a boy or a girl, give them some kind of physical compliment. That is brainwashing. That is child abuse. But under this new law, if a head teacher, that same type of head teacher who will do anything to indoctrinate you, feels that they don't want you to opt out, they have a right to force you not to opt out. So you have 40 days to stop that law.
I just wanted to say to you, please, you just heard what I said to you. You will have to pour yourself into that situation. Like they did, was it in Germany, when those 40 parents or whatever decided to say, put us to prison, but we'll not allow this to happen. That's what changed the law. If we sit back and don't fight it, even if they pass it and don't fight it, like Daniel and the rest, then they will think that's it. But when they begin to see many parents saying, I would rather die for you to poison my child, they have to listen, because it's not good on them. So be prepared. That's why we have a legal center, because we know that at times you are not able to defeat that law, but the battle continues in the courtroom. But at times, like I said, the law they pass conflicts each other. And then when you get to court, we start trying to iron it out. But more fight is us. Are we willing to stand and say no? I mean, if you want to kill me, my son will not sit in that. My grandchildren will not sit in that. Do what you have to do. And that's where we're going. Are we ready for that?
You want to know what to do? If the head teacher says no, you don't have I'm not granting that opt-out, just take your child out.
Yes.
That's what you do.
Find another school. Find a Christian school. That's why we need more Christian schools.
And if they try to persecute you, call us.
Yes.
Sadly, the more parents persecuted, the quicker we'll turn over this law.
I've got a quick question, and it's all right us saying this, but the biggest division in Britain is church on a Sunday morning. Now, until we come together all as one, as Christians, because we're divided by race, whether we like it or not, in the church in this country. We have to come together to win the battle. Divided kingdom falls, united kingdom wins. We have to come as Christians, not as African Christians, British Christians. We're Christians. We have to come as one. How do we go about doing that?
Well, I can say to you very quickly. I was born in Anglican church, high Anglican actually, and then I went to Catholic school for about 5 years, and then I was with my brother there, and then I ended up a Pentecostal priest. I've been around, and I happen to serve Methodist Baptists, and I've been around them. And you are right. I always use the phrase that God has nominated us, but we have denominated ourselves into denominations. You know, and I must give some credit, because there are some levels where we work where I'm seeing that collaboration. Some of us who are advocacy groups now, we've learned that we might not agree on everything, but where we agree to agree. And it works. So we're trying to do that. But also, like you said, in your local area, Pastor Alex will testify to this, we work with so many denominations. In fact, one of our first grants was from where? Sort of Diocese. Remember Church of Anglican? They couldn't do what we could do, but they said, you know what, we could give the money. So they gave us some of the money for about 3 years grant, I remember then, for the supplementary school. And then, but that's what they could do. They couldn't do what we do. So there was collaboration. So I'm saying to you, wherever God has planted you, I work across all the different race and culture of churches, because the problem is the same. I mean, if you look at the names that Roger gave you, white, black, Asian, black, they're all there. And when the churches call us as well, different one calls us, but we use that opportunity to pull them together. But I'm not going to lie to you, it's hard. Even to get churches that are of the same race to work together. And I've tried, and people say to me, okay, I've managed to pull them together at places, but my God, anytime I have to do it, I sweat. Because you have to be able to get them. Some of them will not come because that pastor is coming. Because they have some issues. It's a bad thing. So he raised a very valuable point. that these things must bring us together, and you must try at times to just look over those things, and the things that bring us together, let's unite together around it.
Can I just add to that? To me, the issue is not much. It is, in some circumstances, about race. It's about different denominations. But to me, the biggest divide in the church is those who know the church and those who have courage to defend the truth. So the threshold question to me is, if you reach behind your back and feel, is there a spine there? If you got that, then you're good to go. I don't think the Archbishop of Canterbury has one.
No.
It's about courage.
Yes.
Praise the Lord. I must say that I am fired up in my spirit now. And I want to say that it's a great privilege to be here today. And I'm grateful to God Almighty for answering my prayers. Because actually I've been praying. Just a few days ago, I was discussing my other. Sometimes I cry because of what is happening in the United Kingdom. And it's been a burden in our heart on how to go about this or what to do. So I'm just thanking God for bringing me here today. We're supposed to have a program and we're meant to leave before 2 o'clock, but I couldn't just stand up from my seat. Because, you know, what I'm about today is so enormous that I need to run with it. And I want everybody here to run with it. One thing is to hear this word and feel sad about, oh, why this? But what are you going to do? Take action. This other faith, the Muslims, they are so united. They take, loans from the government, open restaurant everywhere. You're talking about halal food. Do we even care to know? They are hypnotizing people's brain. Don't blame these British people. It's not their fault. Because they have an agenda. As soon as you start eating halal food, they hypnotize you. You don't know what you're doing anymore. That is their aim. So we Christians, what do we do about this? Establishing businesses is so heartbreaking. I was telling my husband just like last week, we went to a conference and we were talking. I said, okay, I'm going to buy this place as soon as God blesses us. I said, I'm going to turn it to red. No, we're just joking about it. I said, I will buy this place, I will buy this place. But what are the Christians doing? We're just fighting each other. We don't support ourselves. Look at the Muslim. There's a street we went for evangelism on Plumstead. The whole street, one street we went on is Hindu. You come to their door, you see on their, I say, oh my God. Because why? One person will get a building there and he's going to make sure that the next building is bought by his brother. Yeah. We go to another street, it's Muslim, you see on that side, so what are Christians doing? What are we so laid backward? This country is a country filled with opportunities. Beloved, why can't we step into the restaurant business? Any place you can, okay, now, I just want us to think about it. Look at the medical setup. The medical setting in this country. Which people do you find there? Asians, and they are what? Muslim, Hindus and stuff like that. Even the transport, everywhere you go. Now, 2 weeks ago, I was going to the steaming room at Edmonton Green. So I bought, on Friday when I bought a ticket, and by the time I saw the setting, I couldn't go in for my steam. So I said, okay, can I come tomorrow? So on Saturday I went there. I never knew that the Muslim women had their own session on Saturday for their steaming. Nobody else comes in. No man comes in there. So when I got there, they said to me, the reception I went there on Friday that attended to me said to me, I'm sorry, we cannot do anything. Talk to the Muslim women, and they had their small table by the corner. I said, what? I said, okay, that's fine. I have my ticket. So I went there. Okay, go in. I was so surprised. All the women, they were Muslims. And as I was there, I saw that the station, if you remember, you pay £7.50, you know, and they reduced it to £2.50 to swim. I was like, oh my God, my eyes were like, I don't understand this. They subsidized the price for the Muslim women. And they were all Muslims in there doing their stuff. So I would just sit in there praying and say, Lord, it's as if God is taking me to play. Like when I get there, I was there with them. I did my steaming and everything. But I had this pain in my heart. What are we doing? How can we preach this message? Auntie Red, we go to evangelism on Saturday by Seven Sisters, you know the Seven Sisters station? And there is this group there, they call them Auntie Red group. They are not Christians. You have a lot of gay there, but they are just people that support migrants in this country. And I was preaching to one of them. I said, do you know Jesus loves you? And he said to me, I don't believe in Jesus. So I started talking to him. He's doing a good job. He's a nice man. He's helping people. They are feeding. They bring food, bring their food warmers. I don't know if anybody has seen them there. They feed people. You are passing, you can come and eat. But what are we Christians doing? We are saving money for the Antichrist. We don't want to spend money. No, we don't want to spend this money. You know, even if it's just for us to put a table there on a Saturday and say, come, Jesus loves you. Come and have free meal. You know, when I got to, I was telling my husband, I was just like, oh my God. Praise the Lord. I just want us to take this to heart. Let's do something.
Amen. Amen. Because of time, we are going to take multiple questions so that we can pick their oils we won't tell. So there's some people, I think your hand was up for a while, and then we'll answer and then come together again. Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to basically, you know, ponder on what Pastor was showing, Pastor Ade earlier on. I'm Dr. Chris again. I've actually been educating parents. It's very serious. What Pastor was saying earlier about them lying to us, deceiving us, telling us this is what's in the curriculum. That's not what's in the curriculum. I've done so many broadcasts bringing out what's contained in the curriculum. We're talking about telling children that it's okay to be, these are youths now, to be HIV positive and have a relationship with other people and not let them know. We're talking about teaching 3, 2, 4, 5, 6-year-olds that it's okay to fall in love with the other sex. What about the issue of transgenderism? The issue is serious. And parents, like I was so happy when you said to us that even if in 40 days time they pass it, we should refuse to allow our children to participate. We need to now go back. A lot of us are asking, what should we do? We should just hear this and go back the same. Go back to your church. Your pastor doesn't have to do everything, can't even do everything. Create a movement. Start a movement. You start talking about it. You start teaching other women about it. You start teaching other parents about it. Ask your pastor to give you opportunity to speak in church during the service and take to them what you're hearing now. If you need to get in touch with him or with me, I will give you curriculums. I'll give you everything that's that's contained in the curriculums. They're lying to us and telling us what it's not about. But it's about this, it's about that. It's a pure sexualization and sodomization of children. Nothing but that.
Powerful. First of all, I want us to say thank you, and we keep thanking you. But I think one thing that we also have to be aware of, that sitting down here, going back and coming back the same every year is wrong.
Very true.
One of the things Pastor said when he was speaking was that one of the greatest things God will judge us is not the things that we didn't do. So I want us to throw a challenge that throughout the year, let us invite them, make certain conferences in certain areas, and invite these people, because with that location, even demography and location can change a lot. Amen. There are some of the things we say here, and it looks as if it applies to only people in the north. When we go to the Kent area, there are things that we say that will attract different people altogether. I've gone to 2 interviews to adopt some children. The first one, they told me they are going to take my background and found out that I'm a preacher. And one of my pastors was talking about the fact that he disciplines the child. So the woman came and said, oh, you are a good man and all of that, but I want to ask you a question. What would you do with the discipline of the child? Would you smack them? I said, no, but I will discipline them according to the scriptures. So, okay, thank you. 2 days later, they phoned me and said that, oh, we have decided that you don't qualify. You don't qualify to foster a child. And they said, okay. And I asked the woman, do you know how many children do I have? I have 3 children who are, in your context, more successful than most of your children. So what does, and they are not 12-year-old, they are 20s. And so what doesn't make me qualify? Say, well, according to our laws, we don't qualify. And I said, okay. I went to the second meeting, and they told me, they said to me, what do you do? One greatest thing that I did, my lecturer at the time of fostering was sick. He felt very dizzy and sickly, and he said, I want to pray for you. So I went and prayed for the lecturer. According to him, he was well after I prayed for him. But my crime was the fact that the way I prayed for him, if a child is put in my custody, what would I do with the child? And therefore, I don't qualify to foster a child. See, these are some of the things that demoralize us. But the fact that they are demoralizing you doesn't stop you from going ahead. One of the things that we are saying is that our voice have been muted. They have tried everything to mute us. But the more we stay muted, the more they override us. Therefore, let us stand up. The scripture says, arise, shine, for thy light is come. If you keep quiet, the power of God will not be at work. So my encouragement is that let us make conscious effort to do other programs and invite these Kingdom Alliance people, Cultural Alliance people to come and speak to us. Because every demographic has its people that they can attract. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's a very good point. I remember our first Kingdom Cultural Alliance many years ago, 3 years ago. That's one of the first things that people said, that we should bring it to different parts of the city. And I think that's the vision we need to revisit. So not everybody can come this way. And so I think we have to have people who spearhead it in the east, in the south, in the west, different places, and we can work together. So please, if you are interested in that, speak to us after that. We can work with you so that we can bring some of these things in specific areas to attract more people, to benefit more people, because the church is everywhere. And I think it's important that we begin to actually make movements into different parts of the city and beyond. Would you remember all these questions? Okay.
I just wanted to say something very important. What is important now is to put our money where our mouth is. Yeah? So there are churches, Pastor, that are preaching on money and wasting a lot of time. Yeah? We need to look around us as Christians now and see who's doing the job. Put your money where your mouth is. I don't come to Pastor Alex's church. I don't have a lot of money. But the little bit that I have, I put it in this church. It's not because I don't have a church. I know God will bless me if I bless this church. A church that is feeding homeless, you don't want to put your money in there. A church that is looking out for people out there, you don't want to put your money in there. That money will not grow because there are people that are taking the money and using it to build more buildings that have no effect on anybody's lives. Let's speak it. Let's say it the way it is. So, 2 things. Christian Cultural Alliance, I made up my mind today. I'm going to do a direct debit. If it's £10, £20,